Meanwhile, where US-backed coalition forces are helping in the fight against Daesh, people have voiced their concerns over what a Trump victory will mean for them.
Trump has promised to make America great again, and we fear this greatness will be built on the Syrian blood. The war in Syria has turned into a regional and international conflict through proxy wars.
I don't think the people in Syria or the Syrian revolution will benefit from Trump winning the election. Trump will be like other American presidents. It's the same system and policy. 3 years ago, we were hit with chemical weapons, and the US said it would bomb Assad, and nothing has happened. It's merely words.
For me, they are all the same. Whether it's Clinton or Trump, it doesn't make a difference.
Syrians there on what US policy could mean for life in Syria and the fight against Daesh. Let's speak to our correspondent Ediz Tiyansan, who is on the Turkey-Syria border in Gaziantep. Ediz, good to see you. What exactly is happening in the north of Syria regarding that fight against Daesh?
Well, in northern Aleppo province, near the Turkey-Syria border, as you know, there is the Operation Euphrates Shield. With the backing of the Turkish military, the FSA fighters have been trying to repel Daesh forces away from the Turkish border, southwards, towards the south of the country. Now, so far, they've managed to cut the contact Daesh had at the Turkish border, but we understand that there are still some strategic towns the FSA fighters are trying to take from the group, and namely the Al Bab. Now, it's only some 15 to 20 kilometers away from the border. It's quite close. So the next target has been Al Bab for quite some weeks, and we've finally heard some reports, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, that FSA fighters have been making some progress, some advances approaching the city. We understand that the clashes are taking place just outside the town of Al Bab, and once they take Al Bab, they think that they can finally secure a safe corridor in the northern border area between Turkey and Syria and keep Daesh away from this border area. This, as you know, will obviously prevent Daesh contact leaving outside of Syria through the Turkish border, and it will also prevent them from getting access to weapons and other sources across the border as well. So this is a strategic operation, the Operation Euphrates Shield. It has so far received the backing of the United States, but obviously the hope is that the backing will continue with the new American president getting on board.
And what can you tell us about these reports that the Syrian army has taken over a strategic district in Aleppo?
Well, the fighting between the regime and the moderate opposition groups continue unabated, particularly in the city of Aleppo, which is one of the most strategic points in this positions rather in this civil war. Lately, we have seen some advances by rebel groups. We understand that it's been since July, some 4 months almost, since the regime has imposed a siege on the eastern rebel-held part of the city, and their first attempt was not exactly successful. They had managed to capture a strategic district that's called 1,070 apartments, but as of October 29, a new assault to break the siege was unsuccessful, and we are hearing reports that the regime has now recaptured that strategic area, and they've managed to repel most of of the rebel attacks trying to break the siege. So not only their attempt to break the siege was foiled, but we also understand that the rebels have now lost further ground. And remember that the rebels are only a minority, are a fraction of the total population of 250,000 civilians living in eastern rebel-held part of the city. And so as the siege continues and as these attacks by the regime continue, as they continue to tighten the circle around the siege, there is a humanitarian crisis that continues to deteriorate as every day passes by.
Okay, Ediz, many thanks for that update. Ediz Tiyansan there for us in Gaziantep.